The Empire of Slavia continues to expand eastward into the lands that once used to be the Persian Empire. But we are close to forming the title of the Persian Empire. So that way, the Emperor or Tsar Kulin, the Vogatir, could be referred to as the Tsar of Bosnia, Slavia, and Persia. Or it could also be known as the Perso-Slavic Empire or the Slavo-Persian Empire, or who knows. There's alternate names that you could come up with in your heads. Our task is not done yet, but we're pretty close on forming that title. Because we are 69 out of 77, I should say, till you form the title of Persian Empire, which not only costs quite a bit of money, and you get plenty of prestige for it. And of course, once that's achieved, then and only then we can seize the rest of these smaller titles without having to spend a piety for it. Also, I plan on doing something rather controversial here. I know still got plenty of good years ahead of me. Well, what I mean is, it's like, yes, we've been content on living on Bosnia or whatnot with the development of 49. But what is the development of Persia like? Because that one I never knew. Like if I were to look at areas like Isfahan. It's way better. I mean, to be fair, it's close to the proximity of Mesopotamia, which is far more developed. Because a lot of good lands, and we know that Bosnia is nothing but mountains, which that and the Christianity faith kind of slows it down a bit. I may be in a possible consideration that I am going to move my capital from Rama to Isfahan, just to center it, because here's a couple of reasons why. Not only it's still part of the Persian Empire, fairly in de jure, but it's also due to a fact of, well, what happens when he finally dies of old age and then the successor gets to rule over and is not well liked, and then this would lead to an empire-wide war of independence that we would possibly be on a losing end of it, and then it gets fractured. And where would I live? Obviously, I would still hold Bosnia proper in parts, but also would like to hold Persia because of higher development. And Mesopotamia too, if it could stay with us. What I mean is, whoever is living in Isfahan as part of the Banate of Isfahan, which holds these for, I'm gonna need you to get out of here. But first, we gotta distribute the lands of Khorasan, which we recently conquered and about to usurp the title. And I'm not worried about the land. These are just counties which we can easily seize it back. There's a bunch of titles to usurp. This one in particular. Farazad Mirite. That's from Sistan. Nishapur. Merv. And Nas. That's all Khorasan areas. We don't live here anymore. Now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any Tajiks, Christiani Tajiks, because it's mainly populated with them there. So, if I were to choose one to govern all this, it would... Oh, gee, I don't know about you. But if you desire all of these, well then, I got something for you. Well, just a moment till he finishes his conversion. You're the first Tajik Christianity here. And I know you were a drunkard, which was bad in Islam, but not in our religion. So, you'll be given the kingdom of Khorasan, the Banate of Sistan, and figure out the rest of all of them. Because that's going to be your problem, not mine. But now, here's the other thing. Pula, that area over in Istria, which is a single county duchy. Thinking about giving that away to somebody. And is of Bosnian culture, so give it to some Bosnian who probably hardly doesn't stand to inherit. You're the son of Mayor Goislava. Yeah. You should govern, Pula. As I said, I want to take control of Esfahan for myself. Because I have my reasons. Because look, as much as I liked living here for so long, but that peasant rabble is going to be a bit of a bother. I kind of want to, get out of here. Land's becoming a bit unpleasant in its mountains. Hope you don't mind, but I'm going to need Esfahan. I know it's a tyrannical thing to do. There you are. Oh. You cannot revoke a title because he's not my direct vassal. It's too bad I can't retract vassal. Because he's... I thought I selected him already. Ah, here it is. It's a small act of tyranny, but he'll accept it. I just want him out of there. Persian rival. I accept, but though I think it's unjust. Yeah, I know. But here's compensation. Just to override it a little. Now, give me Esfahan. It's an offer you cannot refuse. But if you rebel, then we'll crush you. Simple as that. I mean, it's good land. It is the home of the Friday Mosque, which the holder must be a Muslim or a Zoroastrian. Is that so? But you're really well fortified this area. That's another reason why I kind of want to hold that territory. And subsequently introduce the Bosnian culture here. Just to, keep the Bosnian identity around on our future capital of the Persian Slavic Empire that is led by Bosnians. Oh, let's, refusal is treason, personality. Hey, what if we become friends, huh? Yeah, that's an idea. Let's just form a friendship just to, increase the chance that says, okay, friend, I'll revoke it for you. Fame's for your consideration, no. Shut up. Well, I will try to befriend this man and get Esfahan for myself. 2 months we could fight against Persian Empire. I mean, excuse me, Persian Kingdom. Because we will soon make a last few clean sweeps. And no, I cannot go to any more feasts. Because don't you know that's bad for my health? Secret the Banate of Yezd, which is to be held whoever's running Yezd itself. Have my reasons. Ban Akav is a dedicated hunter just as myself. I'm sure we have much to talk about and many experiences to bond over. Should meet to compare skills. Spend entire evening talking, swapping stories, comparing experience from various hunts. I'm sure he exaggerated in a few instances. Save it up for this. Since I've been learning intensive these days. Secret exposed. That little country there. We'll get it on the 19th. Just seize it. I'm not rushing to go up to Kabulistan just yet. We'll become a vassal of one of the bands. Make it short. Oh yeah, I forgot all the mercenaries. His stepfather. Heir to the country. Come on, Stitch. Easy does it. Now this is to seize all digital lands. Just to make the last few sweeps of a few enclaves of the lands of Persia. And of course after that war, these guys are next, which is for forced vassalization because they are small enough to be vassalized by force and subsequently convert to Christian. I have an idea. For dinner tonight I'll be having deviled eggs. What should we stuff in these eggs, I wonder? My cook will make them taste good regardless of what's inside them. I'll just say vegetables. Who says abstaining from access isn't delicious? Alright, we're friends now, but just have to hang on. There are, of course, always those who doubt my right to rule this land, and I claim I'm not its rightful ruler. Yet how can I gaze upon this land of mine and not see my connection to it? It is my realm, too. I have a purpose as its master. To help and protect my subjects. I'm sure they're traveling by ship, but we'll deal with them soon. And I'll move rally point here to the other place to besiege that. And then after, when you take this area, and then we'll raise one more time, but this time with a lot more levies to fight against their large army. Although I think we underestimated the defenses of this region. We're just taking the relevant objectives first before we'll raise them one more time, and then all levies will come together and make the advances. Now the neighboring area. How much does the enemy have? 50,000. Give me 50,000. It's gonna take a while. Good enough. Split up. Here he goes there. He go down that way. Very convenient place to rally up. Just a hostile army, it doesn't mean much. They're just in the way. But once again, all the knights are over there. What the heck? Where are these yahoos? Capital's still a long way. But it does demonstrate that we can go to Makran. Very good. Thinking. Martinino Sal. Now that's the name I have not heard in a long time. Mystical Communion time. Ugh, the Queen of Bavaria. Your strange practices are not sanctioned by the ghosty, and someone must take you to task for it. If I do not do it now, then God will. Please see the reason and turn away from this strange path. Who knows what heresy or demon worship may lead to? Hey, your ignorance of God's secrets will not deter me. Views it as impious. Take your money and don't tell anyone. No sign of any Persian army. Where are they? The Persian Gujarati army. Where are they? And then we head down to Jabal Khufs, another area that's noted to be a former Zoroastrian holy site. Not far from that lake there, which is said to be the area where or one of the Sotians will rise from there. And just for mentioning Zoroastrianism, no, ladies and gentlemen. There is no way in heck that I would be able to revive Zoroastrianism if I happened to have my capital in Persia, having a Persian Empire title, which one would think seems only convenient. We know that in this particular playthrough, the Zoroastrian faith is extinct. But if you were to try to revive at least one of them, look how much that's going to cost you. Look at it. Converting the dead religion, big price. And missing this much and I have that much piety. That can't happen. So interestingly, the only thing that is closer to Christianity, in comparison, would be Kurmazda, also known as Sogdian Zoroastrianism. Even that one has a much higher cost. And both faiths are pluralist. That's what I mean by the closest comparison. And it's virtuous if wise men were there. But it is not. So yes, it's impossible to revive a dead religion. Unless the only way to do that, and that also requires a much long-lived ruler like him, and do a lot of pious things, be a theologian early on, along with the medicine focus, higher learning education, and then subsequently, like honestly, if you're gonna do that, the best way to do that is to, well, be a Buddhist. Which there's only 3 kind of Buddhist faiths that are still ongoing. So that way you would convert to an Eastern faith. Again, I'm showing you examples. But even then, that requires a lot of piety. So you would become Buddhist, and then subsequently you would have to spend a lot of piety if you want to revive Zoroastrianism. And I don't even get that much piety to begin with. Not to mention the holy sites and the other various means. So don't give it any ideas. So that's the reason why I said that Bosnian series will end regardless. If I wanted to continue on and attempt to revive a dead religion, impossible. So, it sounds like it would be a dream, right? That this guy, I mean, if he wasn't immortal, maybe it would have happened. He would have become Sociant, in addition to being a Bogatyr. That he would go from Christianity to Zoroastrian all of a sudden, and run the Persian Empire, and become Sociant, and restore high spirituals. All that silly nonsense that would happen to a Bosnian. But still, just only grabbing the Persian Empire title is just because it's just another Imperial title added to his collection. In fact, it would probably be the first and only time that I've ever played a character in Crusader Kings 3 that in his lifetime he formed 2 Empire titles. Well, I'm talking about Slavia and then soon Persia. That subsequently, should we count that one from the previous series with the Indian series, the Suvana Yadava series, where we formed India, where to do that you gotta form, either the Deccan or the Bengal Empire and the Rajasthan. And I recall, Then again, it's been a long time since I've rewatched that series. Where, which I don't know if he formed Rajasthan before he got to form India. But you get what I'm saying, right? And I think this is the first time I played as a character whose, whose longevity gave him enough time to form the Empire of Slavia, and coming soon, Persia. Would you look at that? Small states broke away. Bingo. Well, well, well. Stones and birds. But remember, I still want Esfahan. One day I will usurp that title of Persia, which I can now because I control 100% of Persia. In other words, I'm your de jure liege, damn it! Give me Esfahan or else. Oh, so I had a hook on him. Wonder if that man's got any secrets. That way I could just blackmail him. Yeah, if that man's got any secrets, I mean, how old is he? 63. He's lived a long life. He's got secrets, I assume. He's going to be around for a while longer. He's done a lot in his life, and I'm sure he's got secrets. If there's any link to him, good. I'll blackmail him and get a hook. And then use the said hook to give me that damn county. Now, where are we in this progress? So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, one short. Okay, now we know what's next. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Vassalize. And then, you got the Empire. And then we'll fight the rest of these wars of the Jor claims to unite the rest of the lands of the Persian Empire. You see? I'm a genius. I have a great mind. And then once we unite all the Persian lands, I can finally sit back and rest and live the rest of my life as a likely to be a theologian before I leave this earth. Have the distinction of being the man who formed 2 empire titles. It's convenient. Convenient area that we can take them both out, and then the third, and then vassalize, then take a break from offensive wars for about a few years or so, consolidate your gains, and hopefully look some secrets on my new friend. Honey. Not bordering them. Can't say I don't blame her. If somebody wanted to kill her, but it's exposed now, so they can't get her. And I know I will outlive my wife, And I plan on marrying someone young, so I can have more children. Much as I'd like to be a grandfather, but even then I would have to, deal with that mess. Just let him expire. Slow him down. Unrelated issue. Well, just assaulted. You're all mercenaries anyhow. You're next. Orthodox? How'd you get all the way over there? So, yeah. And then it became independent. How did a Vepsian, whose people, live all the way up there in the areas where there's Vajama land and the northernmost end of the Bosnian, Slavic, Persian Empire, soon to be. And he's all the way down in Zabulistan. How did you get here? He doesn't have any claims of other territories, so he's the founder. Alright, we'll vassalize you and I'll make you governing this area. And be Christianic! And he'll subsequently change his culture because it's kind of far out there. And he'll be governing these territories as well. There you go. Now I'm off to hunt. Oh, and also, I'll usurp that. You'll also be its Ban. The Ban of Zabulistan. One last war. Let's vassalize this guy. He may have allies, but it ain't going to be enough. And based on the way he dresses, he's not even on the field, so there is a chance of capturing him in this siege, and we win the thing. One more. Strike true, just this once. Keep looking. More piety per night. Just a tiny increase. Mercenary companies are now being dismissed. Oh yeah, the peasant rebels. We'll deal with those very soon after we take care of this business. Weak defense at Ray. There goes another one of my rivals. It is done. Slavo, that's the nationality. Not Slavic, Slavo. Ah. You'll have them all. Just a show of goodwill, as you are its king. Anything else? Yes, we're both impatient people. But listen, you can be reasoned with, as you'll convert to Christianity. But again, we're a pluralist type. We do not persecute people of their culture. We just says that simply just enter our ways and then you'll be fine. Ain't nothing else can happen to you. So now we can finally create the title of the Persian Empire. Our task is complete. So now I'm officially the Tsar of Slavia, Bosnia, and Persia. I also subsequently hold the kingdom title of Persia as well, which is just for my own nefarious reasons. Now, what do you have to say? Will you give me Isfahan, the de jure capital of the empire? No. None of these areas. I'll get a hook on you one day. Told you, it's good land and I kind of want to live there. So in the future that we can just seize all the remaining lands. That's Persian Empire has not been fully under our control. Now we'll just have to focus on putting down these peasant revolts in areas such as Set, Sarusye, Siena, and Byzantium. Yes, we'll have a break from offensive wars. Glad you see things my way. It's a wonder. Maybe I should be more dread. Because I do have a bit of a natural dread. As somebody that wants to put an end to me. Who would dare? After all the things I've done for them. Keep looking. No, it's just, at this time, it's gift-giving time. Debts will be repaid, one would think. Just to prevent factions and potential revolts. Oh, I got another idea. Hang on. I just thought of it in my head now that we have this free time. All the kings and queens will be given this as a show of generosity. And I know the Van of Vespasia is an Adamite. Oh yes, I forgot about that we still have a Muslim here, but nonetheless. And even the Prince of Croatia, who is my direct liege from Osterland. Doesn't Pomerania want that? Yeah. I'll give it to you. Also, no. Feasts, as much as I like to be there, but I'm doing this for my own health. Because, you know, don't you know that what killed the guy who lived up to the age of 92? It was obesity that got him. And he wasn't let out of prison. Yeah, sure. I keep well in mind that I cannot designate my grandchildren as heirs. As my children are starting to get old, and only Mara is the one who's got the great mind. But I'm just gonna keep respectfully decline offers to join a feast. How many people have I killed? Oh yeah, that was during the unification of Slavia. At least I've never been found out as a murderer. I know you are bad at your job, but you're doing fine. Fabricate the claim of Esfahan. Maybe get a claim on it, and then that guy says, okay, you do have a legitimate claim, I'll revoke that title to you. As I said, I told you, that's going to be my new capital. It's a vanity project thing. You're constructing royal forests? Okay. Not what I had in mind, but again, that's only if you have the vanity. Which is the only way that it'll work. I guess he's too nice of a guy. Takes 2 years, you know, each. I think I'm going to be in my 80s when I become a theologian. About to begin. Oh boy, here we go. Where's your leader? So I can go out and get him. He's over in Siena. Lowest level knight is him. I'm not confident from all 18 of my knights to take him on unless I was a chivalrous leader, which I ain't. Just face the army with men-at-arms and knights only. Get rid of them. Yikes. Not what I had in mind. Next. You wounded a man, but you did not capture him. Now to Biha. He's not there. Oh, my old friend Alexander Chernikov, the man who was instrumental of forming the Empire of Slavia. He was the last piece of the Slavo puzzle. Son of a beeswax, he's in Adrianopolis. We're about to get rid of these guys. Oh no, you can't raise it while he's sieging the area. I see. Now there goes my wife. Finally. Now somebody young. I mean, I ain't celibate. I can't be celibate because of the feasting. Starting at the age of 16 and then further onwards. You got that? But keep in mind, not all are very well skilled, so maybe just pay attention to it. What if there is something that I am missing? It's the intrigue. Marshall's not a priority. Or someone with higher learning, since I'm all bingo. It's her. Not a knight, but an experienced fighter. Yeah, I think that'll do fine for just the Assist ruler. Stop asking me, folks. So, as I said, yes, we're gonna have a break on offensive wars. And soon we'll be fighting wars against countries like this for seize all the de jure lands. And then subsequently these two as well. What did you just call my daughter, you debaucher? So after all this, then you've got the entirety of the lands of formerly Persian Empire united. And then who knows, if I'm gonna be up like 90 years old, I'll probably even go for Bactria and Sogdia as well. Even all the way up to Fergana. Who knows? We're at near the end of the series at this point. So I was able to have at least one more accomplishment that I can pat myself on the back for. But I still got a long life ahead of me. I should wait for all the peace treaties to expire, and then we can get back to business. Great-grandson. First one. Now I'm a great-grandfather. Don't you feel old? I'm expecting the barracks for me when a severely injured soldier is brought in. He's losing too much blood. Where's the physician? Samira is nowhere to be found. A chill runs down my spine. I might be that man's only hope. Sunday's still a dinner. My friend Ban Akab is at my side. He pulls up his sleeves and looks at me. Hey, step back. This is my patient. My patient screams and thrashes, even though three grown men weigh him down. Every step of the way is a battle, but my knowledge does not fail me, and my hands remain steady. I'm not sure how I manage, but in the end, it seems like the soldier will live. His comrades pat my back. The corps lost relief. Thank you, my lord. We would have lost our Gonio without you. So he joins our court, and I get a strong hook on him, even though he's not good at anything. He's just here. Yeah. Switch to disrupt schemes. Instead, we'll just fabricate a claim for it to say, hey, I have a legitimate claim to Espon. Now please leave. And if you don't, well, the terrible stuff's gonna happen to you. Isn't that screwed up? Blackmailing your friend? Oh, I'm a thinking. Again, having more genius children increases the chances of, you know... Shahrukh, my rival, wanted to kill me. The man who is the heir of that Mirate, Mirda Jamba, which is nowhere near here. But he's too far away to interact with. And the scheme is abandoned because everybody knows now. I'm just laying down on the bed and stretching. Now, As a reminder, once the Bosnian series ends, there will be two Crusader Kings series. Count them, two. One is CK2HIP Prussia, and the other is, well, next Saturday is going to be another Crusader Kings 2 series, but it's going to be for a short term, not a long term, like this and Prussia. But first, I have heard that there are lands far away from where I live, where the practice of marriage between siblings is common, and not just accepted, but actually embraced and encouraged throughout its society, from the highest of royalty to the humblest of peasants. Could such communities even exist? If they did, I've yet to meet anyone from such a place, person, or at least whose story I would believe. Didn't we mention Zoroastrianism earlier? Huh. Oh dear. All these rumors are fanciful tales made up by perverts without sisters. That's a heck of a sentence. Perverts without sisters. Wow. Fancy way of saying guy's never been out of a woman in their life. But you know what they say about these people who come up with such fanciful tales? It takes a village to raise a child, but it took a whole metropolis to come up with this crap. Now I'm trying to think of something else in my head because I'm waiting for that claim to be fabricated. I'm waiting for nothing else now. What did you just call my granddaughter, you fornicator? I don't know why. I don't know. Again, it's shunned upon. It's a wag of the finger. And we mentioned Zoroastrianism once again. I didn't even show you their doctrines, for example. Adultery is still shunned, but heaven forbid, if it was a same-sex relation, they'd be thrown in jail. Particularly men with sodomite trait, or criminals. They're the ones that they get thrown in prison. And close kin same as criminal. But to the Christianity, close kin is like, it's like, hey, you killed your brother. That's not good, man. But sometimes we still put you in jail because murder is murder. So, as a reminder, next Saturday there will be another Crusader Kings 2 series, which will be concurrent with the Prussian series, in which I'm only going to give you one hint. It involves one of my favorite minority cultures of the game. Yeah, there's that. But it's in a short term, so it's not expected to be a long-term series like Prussia or for most. I see a few vagrants huddled by a small fire on the side of the road. They look destitute, in a pitiful state of existence with their filthy rags and weary faces. Is that an popular opinion? Yeah. Oh dear, don't say that. Let's just give them some gold and hope they'll have to find honest work. Because, you know, I'm richer than Croesus at this point. Or this other phrase that I found, which I'm going to use in Oregon Trail next time. And that is that I am richer than an 8-foot up a bull's ass. Look, at this point I'm getting bored and I'm saying these other fanciful sayings that you do not typically hear in Crusader Kings, because that's not me, because I'm usually serious when I play such games, but I'm just passing this time, taking a break from offensive wars before we get back on the offense to grab the rest of the parts of the Persian Empire. Now, here comes the claim. Now, give me it! And if you still refuse, So your refusal is treason? The claim is legit? Get out of here. Right now. I'm your friend, and you have to accept this offer. And if you don't, everything's gonna go burn and... thank you. Thank you, friend. You may desire, but you're never gonna get it back anymore. You got that? That's the only tyrannical thing I'll ever do. It's all because of my personal ego. And now, I'm going to put my time into Esfahan. Introduce the Bosnian culture here, which is going to take a long time. In fact, hope you don't mind, because I'm going to need a better steward for this job. Gee, I don't know you excel at stewardship as well. But your help is poor and you're not going to be around for long. Well, at least help me with this. Get something for you to do. Yes, it's to promote the culture. And then we gotta take control of this area, which we'll get that in no time. This area is already Christiani. And it's highly developed. And with that, I am making it my official new capital. For the rest of the life, for him, of Tsar Kulin. Emperor Kulin. However you wish to call him. Yes, the court background may look different. It's just, don't you know that in the world map that basically Persia, not really the Caucasus because of lack of development starting, here is the very center of the world. That's where it is, and that's where we will stay. And now you've got these royal forests built by them, and it's inactive unless I have the bonnet itself, which I don't want because people are going to give me for saying, hey, too many duchies, too many bonnets. But this mosque will stay because it's been there for a long time, and I am not a Muslim nor a Zoroastrian. Though if I was a Zoroastrian, think of this. All the money and development. But the development won't grow further because of pastoral isolation and the coinage rights that was granted. But instead I'm going to make my living here. Blackmail. Murder, isn't it? One of my many murder secrets that you know somehow. You probably sent spies. This is why I wanted to get away from Bosnia and live here. But around here it's just drylands. But his residence still remains in Rama. But I want to make my new living here because, as I said, I want to get away from the old country where there's almost nothing happening. But here, there's a lot of stuff happening. Wait, it may be drylands, but still. Also potential new hunting grounds, one would think. You can't switch the capital back to Rama. So, this will remain the capital of the Empire of Slavia for the rest of this man's life. And plus, you get a good view of impassable mountains. And, of course, over there, the Zagros mountain range. It's got a river. I mean, hell, Visoki's got a river too, if you recall. You know, what's... Oh, yeah, you tried to kill me, but you never... Well, he never attempted murder, but he only started a plot. It never came to fruition. Yeah. They'll stop being rivals. In fact, how'd you... Well, it doesn't even matter. bustling metropolis. Well, I did say it takes a metropolis to come up with something. So, imagine yourself that you are ruling a Persian Empire as a Zoroastrian, that you would hold the Banate or Duchy or Satrapy of Hamdan. That, you know, compared to Bosnia, especially in the Zahumia region, Zahumia, where you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 holdings, which is nowhere else to be found in this world in comparison. Give me those stones. There, at least a realm priest opinion will still like me no matter what. The clergy will like me even more when we get that next perk. So they've finished everything here. And also here's another reason. Long pilgrimage. Very long pilgrimage. Very long pilgrimage means even more piety gain. That's another reason. Four holdings. It's 4 holdings here. 2. Out here late at night. Sometimes I look to the stars. Can God even see me from this far home? What am I all doing this for? God will wish me to, of course. So if you're a ruler of Persian Empire, I think holding Hamdan and Khuzestan areas. Did I say Hamdan? I meant Esfahan. Esfahan and Khuzestan, with the number of holdings it has, I think it would be the only good comparison. Among my fellow pilgrims, there was a woman who preaches compassion and fellowship until she reaches the topic of heathens. One evening around a campfire, she loudly declares to be abominable monsters in the eyes of God. Deviants, child murders, all. Most people avert their eyes when she looks at them. Tonight I was not quick enough. Do you not agree, old emperor? I said old, not oh, emperor. I'll just say that they're not all that bad. Because I just don't feel like bringing that topic up. Because, you know, don't you know that I have the apostate perk? Yep, I'm here again. Back to Bosnia. What the hell am I doing here? One would think. So the Ghosty and the Jetty, they changed their opinions on me. I told another mystical communion. Oh dear. I've become ill. Which I'm still feeling fine because of the countering penalties of me being an herbalist. Still alive, huh? Fresh urine from a pregnant sow. Hell of a concoction. Okay, where are we? Yeah, it's gone down enough where we should restart. Start the wars again. Unite the rest of the areas of Eastern Persian Empire. Oh. the hell happened? Why did these areas break away? I think they just had an independence ultimatum and a guy couldn't do it. So he lost his money. And his, you know. Yeah, he's a big money waster. And look where it got him. Dramaturg Tajiks. I think it may have been a religious uprising instead. Because materialism is still a common faith there. Yeah, August Turk's still around. And yes, even the Sogdians are still around in 3 different areas. So no, the Sogdian culture's not dead yet. Not even the Shaka or the Tokharians. How do you like that? We'll begin our advances soon. So it's basically going to be mainly them, but start with them first. They're the smallest. Seize those lands. So we're back in action. Just hang on for a few more. And we're all just reading. Oh. Whatever makes you happy, I guess. Got him. Kingdom of Makran. If we can acquire the rest of Makran for you, I'll make it up to you. But of course, I'm always a giving man. It will go to Makran. Just to finish off Gujarat out of the area. Also, are you forgetting who they're allied with? And don't you know how many I have? Start over. Stop. Start over again. Raise a couple more levies. Don't you remember the last time? They still got their allies from India, from Hindustan. It's just a hostile army, ignore them. If they happen to be in your way, just eliminate them. Every woman for herself. The forceful knock on the door clears every bit of drowsiness from mine. Who disturbs the Emperor this hour? My late-night visitor is none other than Queen Elisabetta of Moldavia. I have to speak to you privately, away from listening ears. I've discovered something very interesting. She uncovered the secret of Abdul Wahab. She is willing to share with me if I let her off the hook. He's just some guy. So what? Oh, wait a minute. He's the heir to the Empire? Okay, do tell me about the secret. I'll get your manipulation hook off of you. Which, did that earlier. I swear, after this, you owe me no longer. Oh, he's got a lever. Whatever happened to that Empire title, by the way? Oh, yeah, it doesn't exist. Actually, it does. It's just reduced to this sorry state. Listen, here's the deal. Give me that hook, and I'll let you off of prison. And you go about your business, okay? I don't even know how long you've been in prison, or how long you've been in... Oh, what's the phrase? How long were you in for? What's your name? Abdullah. Okay. I think you've been here for a long while. Look again. His name starts with Abdul. And yet I see many people's names of Arabic and Iranian origins. Prince Abdul. Prince, damn it. His rank, you dummy. Oh, no, wait a minute. He's imprisoned by somebody else. Well, never mind then, Hook. I don't know what I'm going to do with that hook of you. My mistake. Hope I become a legendary hunter by then. I don't think I ever had a character who became a legendary hunter after living this long. Maybe that Astur Leonese ruler from the old Asturia series from long ago, that I've practically forgotten about. Radiant. So in 2 years I'll be Defender of the Faith, and then... basically I'll be 82 years old that I'll be a theologian. And should I spend the last remaining years to become a scholar as well? Make it sound like he's the smartest man in the world despite not having a background in learning? Or even just grab fabrication hooks and then, you know, because I had trouble with claimants and whatnot. My daughter Mara went ahead of... oh, again with this. That's twice. Or am I thinking of some other... covered up? But everyone believes me. Yeah, that was your first. You were thinking of the other daughter. That's it. I know there's a big age difference, but... seduce time. One would think I've gone off the deep end. No, not mentally. You know, since I live in Persia, it's my current residence, what kind of headwear do the Iranians have? That is a crown. There's Byzantine. I think they just use turbans. All other Iranian headgear. Okay, that's military helmets. Not just commoners, no grand you know, crown dated back from the Sassanids. But it would look interesting, you know, wearing the leather helmet. If I was on the front lines, it makes it look like, you know, that helmet looks like a predecessor of the modern combat helmets we see today. Or wearing these type helmets that not only covers the face but also covers the mask. So it's likely the giant turbans. That would be the kind, but I'll keep the Russian crown because it represents Slavia. I'm sure some of you folks are saying, it's like, what's the matter with you? You're trying to seduce a 21-year-old girl. She's old enough to be your grandfather. But since he's an impatient man, he would probably say, shut up! You know what? Take it over. He's the one that's going to go to combat. Turan. Oh, yeah, that entity also became independent. Which we'll have to get that too as well. Stand still. Oh. Why did you just call my daughter you lecher? Come on, she doesn't have a bad rep. She's pretty, she's Amazonian, she's a genius, she's... well, potentially a bad girl. Potentially key word. Off to combat. As a scholar of the diplomatic arts, I'm well aware of the power of an eloquent compliment. Showing your admiration for a woman's best qualities is a sure path to her heart. Next time we meet, I shall compliment Drizislava's... oh boy. Well, she's a genius, so I'll just say... British a brilliant mind. Compliment well received. Oh, wait a minute. She's pregnant already? Did I impregnate her? That I did not pay attention? Then what the hell am I seducing her for? Treaty expired. Even though he's my vassal. Oh, you already took that over? Oh, shoot. Shovirs. Yeah, Hindustani. Also seeing that name of, what is there? Panjgu. Like, for a moment, I thought it was, I thought the name I saw was Jahangir. Jahangir. Mughal Emperor. Because in my habit of having so much knowledge on Indian history and whatnot. Again, I'll be 82 years old and I'll be a theologian. A beautiful but robust genius daughter. Yeah, go for Nika. Didn't we already have one named to that? No. Nika. victory in Greek. Yep. Attending a dance simply not because I'm the lord of the castle, but it's because I want to see Drizislava there. She looks resplendent, and when we finally have owned ourselves, I'll offer my suggestion. I don't think she would be that paranoid to be playful. She ain't greedy either. Just a walk in the garden, in the way of all this. What say you? Walk the gardens, talking to men of all things, we eventually realized that we both lost track of time, that we returned to the dances, just winding down. Well, you're nearly guaranteed to have that success. Ah, it's good to see you, Cobb. You know, the man who's also going to live a long life, but I will live longer. Oh yeah, you're my best friend. Old buddies. Just two old men who are best friends. Who live the healthiest lives that they've ever lived. Oh my goodness. Cannot believe we've gone this far towards India. It's right there. But we've got the objectives. Remember, our priority is to unite all the lands that relates to the Persian Empire. Fired clans in revolt again. Tyranny. Rajkumar lives in a mosque. That war went a little longer than expected. Now let's grab Turan. At least this time will be a little quicker. Slightly. Tsar's been all sent away. Our beds with decorative roses. Hector's artillery smells reservedly, joins without hesitation. What helps our hands, mouths, and lips. We have heard the devotion sword form. God, perhaps an or. God, you did it! Hold on. The reason why I just broke down and laughed is because you are reading the conclusion of a seduction chain event while the sounds of war, the epic war music is playing. It's just ridiculous. Oh boy. Calm down, man. This is supposed to be a serious series, you know, but yet... But then again, this is coming from the same man who lost his face after surviving the plague. And, yep, he done impregnated her. And he really loves eating baklava. Baklava. And whatnot. I don't know why I just broke down in laughter like that. It's just... It's like, yep, it's just two people are in love with a big age difference while epic war music's playing in the background. Oh my, a lustful zealot who is a fornicator, and yet somebody wants to kill her. Oh. Oh my goodness, hurry up. We were about to get killed out here. There, we united all of Macron. Anything else? Oh, jeez. About to be defender of faith, so give me a sec. Oh, come on. Damn message. Shut up! I ain't joining no feast. Wait a minute, of Crane. That guy. You're still alive, ain't you? Man, this is why you're the best commander out of all. It's too bad you were never my friend. I'll tell you what. I'll befriend you because of your years of service. Should have done it earlier. Because we're gonna miss Teshmir Nazaninich. And I doubt his son, Bogus, would be a lot like him. No, he's gonna be more towards learning. Yep, more entities broke away. Including the Emirate of Sog, ran by Tajiks, obviously. So basically they're really losing its grip because they're going deep and deep further into negative money. Because of him. It's his fault that he holds only one Thikana, which is here. So basically, he lives in the Delhi area, and yet he doesn't care much about, those people up there. And this is where the Bosnian-led Slavic Persian Empire would come in. To not only unite Rome, but to cross to the Amudarya and unite those areas as well. Just to show, some respect. Because we are willing to go into Fergana in this late life that I would not only unite the Persian Empire areas, but why not go up to Sogdia as well? Perk! Here we are. Now you got your monthly party, and increase diplomacy to the level of devotion. Yeah, let's stop being rivals. I don't know what the hell we were rivals for, other than I, got you a hook there. After, when I befriend Ban Teshmir, I'm gonna romance her wife and... No. Quiet, alright? Man's got no allies. He's got 4,000 negative money. I say negative money because it's funny. It's a me thing. Only spending prestige, not piety anymore. And in 2 years, I'll be a theologian. And I think we're going to need a lot more manpower for this. Give me at least 20,000. Indeed. You tried to romance me once, and now you're doing it again? Okay. Do your best, Sean. Actually, give me 2,500. 30 up. Stop! Split up. Right. Oh, he's in the other army, yeah. You will head over there. And you will head there. Don't go in the back trail. Not the area that we're after. It does include, the areas of Kabulistan. Impressive rhetoric between my patriarch and the Pope. I told you I had to get out of the old Bosnian country and go to another beautiful and stuff. Oh my goodness! Finally! We got a character who's finally got all three. She's beautiful. She's Amazonian. She's a genius. We finally have a child who's got all tier 3 positive genetic traits. Finally done it. Yelena. Very simple name. You know what? I declare it as such. Despite my advanced age, she will be the heir to the Empire. The Empire of Slavia, Bosnia, and Persia. She's the one. Because she's got all three that none of my children or any of my kinsmen and kinswomen ever have. Alright, now to Kabulistan. And I guess you'll probably take parts of Bactria proper as well, which is Balk and East and West Tatarstan, as it's also known as. But there was a second series I did at Crusader Kings 3, which often gets overlooked, and that's the Bactrian series. I know one guy on YouTube, he did a Zoroastrian Empire Bactria playthrough. Whereas for me, which was a spin-off of the old Asturias series, and we formed a Buddhist Empire of Bactria. Really. The naps from Chambers Nightfalls were distantly they lost on noticing a court. Am I not to her satisfaction? She's simply busy. Maybe I'm too old for her, and yet I got a perfect daughter. But I'll just say, hey, do you have another Drislava? If it's confirmed, you have to. Drislava's silence frozen time. I can see in her eyes. My fears are true. My tears save rose except for my heart, which is beating hard. As words finally slip from Drislava's lips, so do tears from my eyes. Please, my dearest husband, you must forgive me, I beg you. I'll tell you everything. I share my bed of your vassal, Ban Buk of Istria. It only happened once, I swear. Listen. I appointed you as the Ban of... well, it was originally Pulab that he formed the Banate himself. But I'll forgive you this time. But you need to cut that out. That's my wife, my property, no one else. I'd get you killed for this if I had my druthers. I don't know why I keep seeing that word, druthers. Ah, Kulin. That's what she says. Let me prove my devotion in being fit. She implores the engineer to test devotion to speed like it. So after abstained multiple days from... well, figuring, you know, she's a strong person. How about abstain yourself from food? She looks goner for every day that passed. Even as a body withered, her will devotion stood strong. My banner proclaimed the challenge. 1. First thing past her lips is not a promise of faithfulness. My devoted lady. Good on you. Well, we ain't gonna be lovers at the end. I'm just screwing with her. Well, I don't mean it that way. I'm just saying messing with her mind. That's what I was trying to say. Somehow, this became an entertaining episode. Because I basically just lost my mind at times. But not to the point where I'm a lunatic. Heaven forbid that this character becomes a lunatic. Because that is a health reduction. That'd be very bad. There's plenty of Kabulistan to take, so you may want to get down here. Forget about Bactria. Get down here. soon we might have to fight these guys. Oh, I forgot something. Now that we will have it a bit faster. Since we've been learning Tetsu these days. He got lost. He's infirm. Oh yes, they added the infirm trait in a recent update. Such a pleasant man, but I'm gonna miss you. You were the best commander that the Empire has ever had. In fact, I think you were in the service throughout the entirety, nearly the entirety of my reign, since I'm a couple of years older than you. Think he served during the time when the Empire of Slavia was formed, and then the Persian campaign, and now the final reunification of the Persian Empire. He won't be able to live long to see this, unfortunately. Because that's why he's not here to lead the army. He's taken out of service. I could scarce remember what life was like before Candida declared feelings weak. Those days seemed so bleak, so dreary, but with her on my side, everything and anything suddenly seems possible. I wish I could go on like this forever, but deep down I know I have to make a choice. Am I brave enough to give my feelings? Or must I shut my heart to Candida forever? Since you serve under me, one true love's kiss is all I can give. She will not be my soulmate. I'm out riding when my horse suddenly throws itself up the path, the falls unavoidable and knocks the air out of my lungs. When I look up, I find myself face to face with Wolf. Before I get a chance to scream, the beast collapses. I know between his eyes. Kulin, my little firebrand. Little? Who are you calling me little? Thought I lost you. My hero's none other than a Van. Who are you calling me little? Just give me a kiss, alright? Love me like how the Italians do it. Now that there's time. Okay, that won't work because she's paranoid. Doesn't like me being a trusting person. That's bad enough. Patient dislikes. Okay, opposites don't attract here. Would have been fun to romance it. Because I would just pay for a moment where we have that epic war music playing again. And, during a monologue. God, that's probably the best thing that's ever happened. And look, I've accomplished a lot of things in this series, but for me, that's probably the best moment ever in the entire series. Oh dear. Okay, get over it. Is my health poor now? No, still fine. At 80. I'll be 81 this coming May. Alexandra. Another old friend. Whom I have very little recollection of who the heck was he. Oh, but Kulin died. Patriarch Kulin. So now we have a Mashriki patriarch who is well learned, but he's wrathful, content, and sadistic. Oh dear. I don't know what he's been doing in the clergy, but I don't particularly like that. Just having a look at you. Hey, where do you live, by the way? What's your residence? Asfahan. Hi. Didn't we introduce the Bosnian culture around here already? Oh no, we're still struggling with that. Because I just thought of something. Let me see. You know, I know these are clergy clothes, and I understand that. And we talked about Zoroastrianism for so long. How about you dress up like a Zoroastrian? Because, listen, I know you're patriarchal, you know, you can have all that Christian symbolism, whatnot, but just for once, my patriarch will wear Zoroastrian clothing. Simply for the sake of it. Imperial crown without head wrap? What does that look like? Crown without turban. Oh, I think that's... Oh, that's what I should be wearing. If my culture was Persian. Dazzling crowns and another. Just examples. So this is what a Zoroastrian turban looks like. So. Yeah, that's what he's going to look like for once. Despite the fact that he's of Arabic culture. But basically just... I mean, it may not look Christian sounding, but it's supposed to make you look humble. Got it? Adds a little Middle Eastern appearance. So to speak. Just an example, alright? Since I've yet to do a Zoroastrian playthrough of any kind in Crusader Kings 3. And here he is again. Patriarch example. May the skies be the ghost day. Just focus on earthly matters, and I'm still not a zealot. One would think I should be. Nagarahara. Next place to take. We haven't fully occupied this yet. There's one more place to go. We'll be heading up there. Basically, you are looking at the gateway to India through the Punjab region, Gandhara area. Some have told me the process of dying is stepping to a strange but gentle dream. Is there any truth of this? Christianity scholars say that when one dies, then, you know, they go to heaven. In fact, based on the acts I did, and a murder, I think heaven will be likely for me, based on these accomplishments. Yeah, we're starving ourselves. So, rest in peace, Teshimir, my old comrade. One of the greatest military generals that they've ever had. Which, if only I cared a little more, despite the fact that I don't have a martial education, but we noticed it during the Persian conquest, that he served with distinction. So, we encourage you, Bosnian viewers, to salute to him. Dear soldiers, salute to the homeland. Dragi Bonici, Pozdrav Domovinu. Pozdrav. Salute. Now, let's finish this thing. Since he was my steward and we were in the middle of something, so... The man from Mesopotamia will be the steward now. I wish the Assyrian culture was still around. That's what I would give the title of Mesopotamia to. Another 3. Beautiful Amazonian, because usually you get genius Amazonian / Heraclean and pretty, or handsome, or whatnot. But never all 3. Go in after him. You're about to run out of supplies here, but... all the good fightermen and knights are there. But Farouk is now the greatest general out there now. Please visit something else. Yes, the war has gone on longer than it should be. But this is just a, well, wrap it up on this episode. This is for the war score. To not only take one more area, but to beat him up in the battle. In the county of Zirkul, believe in Ashalism, and they do not pray to God. Patriarch Ali condemns as heresy, but the people ask for understanding. They will pray to God. My beloved Empress Teresa is playing absolutely minor with my hair. She tells me various poisons in their application. Her point of view is intriguing, yet is her passion for the subject I admire the most. The deeper she delves, the more animated she becomes. And those beautiful eyes of hers are positively glowing. I think I could listen to her forever. Well, I thought about going to intrigue in my late life, so... Oh, interesting. Can you explain one more time? Yeah, we got all the areas. Now we're about to win the thing. Alright. Slavian. That's another. Slavian. I don't think that word is real, but we're making that official then. You're gonna be running these areas. And I will make you the ruler of Kabulistan. Give me the Raj. I'll give it to you. From Raj to Bani. Southern Baltic Empire? Poland, Lithuania, Prussia. I mean, we have held these areas for long. You know what? Give me that. Another empire title adds to the collection, so now it's a Balto-Slavic Persian Empire. There you go. So he's the Tsar of 4 empires. Slavia, Southern Baltic, Bosnia, and Persia. And even though I did say next time that I'll be going to, so yes, we were able to get all of Persian Empire done. But I plan on going up to Sogdia. No, Tehran is not going to be the next goal. But it's just to get it up there. You know, make it an effort. So all these little areas here, they're next. But the wars have gone on slightly longer than it should have. Also, how many months? 4 months. Okay. I will end this episode right when I pick up Theologian. So we'll have a break on the offensive wars till then. Kabulistan. Where's the kingdom of Kabulistan? There you are. Just another area for the Ban to be the Krai, or king, of this area. Anyways. Batters of gleaming metal, eyes of precious stones, a voice singing a chime of bells. The mechanical bird has been gifted by King Boshaud of East Francia. It is a true masterpiece. The bird was crafted by the finest artifactors in all of East Francia. The letter reads, I think you find it quite intriguing. I'll take it apart and study its mechanisms. With that, I am a theologian now. Divinity holds the answer to every question, from what resides in the hearts of men to the mysteries of life. That's even more monthly piety gain. So we'll stop this episode here. See, after all this, that's the piety gain that I get. At least as a Christiani ruler. And now at 81, I'm still feeling fine, and I will turn 82 this year. Which will be something. So, it's either going to be the next episode, or in 2 episodes, those are going to be the final episodes of Bosnia. Because, I just hope he reaches 92. That's what I'm hoping for. That he reaches to the age of 92. Hope he can do it. And doesn't do anything stupid that reduces his health. While he makes his living here in Asfahan. As it's still a Maastrichti culture, but will soon turn Bosnian. But next time, next area to conquer, Sogdia, and then the Osrusana, and then Fergana. All areas that were traditionally Sogdian. But they're mainly all Tajik. But there's still Sogdian remnants living there. Which is amazing. Because of the circumstances played through. So, Bosnia is still not over yet. But it's around. So, we hope you join us in this next episode. Which has been an entertaining episode. But anyways. If any of you viewers have a relationship, or are you married if you have a spouse, if you want to make love at night, be sure to play some epic war music while you're at it. Just like it happened to him, who's 81 years old, married to someone who's 24. But she gets it, though she admitted that she was in love with another man, but she practically dropped it. So do not worry. All is well in the ever-growing empire of the Tsar of Slavia, Bosnia, Persia, and the Baltic. So we hope you join us for the continuing life of the grand old man of the empire. But until then, so long for now.